The coronavirus has been killing thousands of people throughout the globe. Lots and lots of them are being affected by the pandemic and are facing difficulties every day. But the death of a single person has caused the underworld to completely be shaken. Yes, we are talking about Dawood Ibrahim, the very famous gangster of India. He was born in 1955 in a small place at Dongri in Maharashtra. He grew up as the son of a police constable, but very soon he was inspired by the gang of Haji Mastan, a very famous gangster in Maharashtra. He got in touch with this gang, and through this gang, he got in touch with many other gangsters. And shockingly and very surprisingly, he rose up to power very quickly. Compared to the rest of the gangsters, he was on top very soon. Haji Mastan entered into politics, and this was a time when Dawood Ibrahim could take over the D Company from Haji Mastan. D Company was basically an organization which dealt with rowdyism, gangsters into real estates, communal violence, who had the support of politicians and businessmen. What Dawood Ibrahim did was he made a bigger organization than what Haji Mastan had. He had a lot of contacts with politicians, with businessmen, and also the local people. With all these three components in his hand, he made the D Company a very big organization, a big empire for himself. He invested in drugs, he invested in human trafficking, he also used to carry out human target killing. He made money in all these fields. He made money even in Bollywood. The famous movie which starred Salman Khan, the movie's name is Chori Chori Chupke Chupke, was also financed by the Tea Company run by Dawood Ibrahim. He was in touch with many movie stars as well. He was a very famous gangster back then. He is suspected of being living in Karachi in Pakistan. India has been trying to get him back since almost 2 decades, but we have failed every time. We haven't succeeded so far. In fact, a cash prize of around 25 billion for his head had been announced. In 2011, FBI had announced him as the 10 most wanted criminals, and he ranked 3rd in the list. So now a question arises. Why does India want him so bad? Why do I have to announce a cash prize of so many $1 billion for a man like that? Basically, we want him back in India only to execute him. To give you a clear picture, I need to take you back to 1992. What happened in 1992? In 1992, the Babri Masjid was demolished in India, and that brought in huge communal riots between Hindus and Muslims throughout the country. Everywhere, Hindus and Muslims were fighting. People were being killed, autos were being burned, public transports were being burned, the shops were being shut down. It was a complete mess. And this was when ISI wanted to interfere into Indian affairs. ISI is basically a Pakistani intelligence agency. The abbreviation of ISI is Interstate Intelligence. It's a Pakistani intelligence agency, just the way India has RAW and CBI. Now another question arises. Why does ISI want to put their nose into Indian affairs? That's because India also did the same thing back in 1971. We separated East Pakistan from West Pakistan. East Pakistan is presently known as Bangladesh. When Indira Gandhi's government was in power, we helped East Pakistan have freedom from West Pakistan, which did not govern the East Pakistanis really well. And that's why they wanted independence, and we gave them their independence. We helped them secure their administrative powers, which would help them give better governance to their people, and that's what we did at the end of the day. So then they found the Babri Masjid calamity to be the best opportunity to enter into the Indian affairs and destruct it all. They planned communal violence. They got in touch with the local gangsters and they instigated terror. But Dawood Ibrahim was in the peak at this time. They needed Dawood Ibrahim's support in order to get things working for them. There is also a rumor which says that Muslim women sent Dawood Ibrahim bangles, which is a sign of disrespect for a man. It means chudya pehn lo. That's what they say in Hindi for a man who is incomplete to be a man. They tell him to wear bangles. And when these Muslim men sent Dawood Ibrahim a set of bangles, he was very angry. He wanted to prove his masculinity, and that's when he became a part of ISI and accepted for the deal of the Bombay blast. On March 12, 1993, the Bombay blast took place. It was a series of 12 explosions in different parts of Mumbai. More than 227 people were dead, 1,400 injured, and led to a lot of physical damage of properties. Many people were left devastated, a lot of losses to many families. It was quite an unpleasant situation back then. Nobody expected such a blast to ever take place in India, and it happened because of the help of Dawood Ibrahim. All the blasts took place in very sensitive locations like banks, malls, bus stands, railway stations. These are the places where these people targeted, and their target was accomplished. They got a lot of lives. They killed many people were injured, and it was indeed a shock for the entire India. Since then, Dawood Ibrahim and his brother Anis Ibrahim have been fugitives of India. India has been trying to track them down and get them back to India since a very long time, and there's only one purpose behind it: to execute these people, to give them the punishment they deserve for taking away so many lives, for putting so many families under distress, under pressure, under depression. So many people have been affected by them, and this is why India really wants them back. But recently, there has been a news saying that Dawood Ibrahim has lost his life due to COVID-19. On 6th June 2020, he lost his life in a military hospital in Karachi due to COVID-19. There is also another claim saying that Pakistani top officials hired a special team to execute the world famous gangster. Now, why would Pakistan do such a thing? They say it's because of US, who started pressurizing them to execute the world famous gangster, Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim has killed many US citizens, and this could be one of the reasons why they wanted him dead. Let me give you 3 good reasons why Dawood Ibrahim is not dead yet. Firstly, the same news of his death occurred 3 years ago and also 2 years ago. 2017 and 2018, we heard news about him being dead, but it was a fake news. Why should not this one be something of the same sort? And similar death news have been reported in the past. One such similarity is of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS. He was reported dead thrice before he was actually dead on 2019 by the US Army. In fact, people have started making memes over Dawood Ibrahim's death, saying that he comes back from the dead. They're comparing him to The Undertaker, who almost lost his life 7 times in the WWE. So something of the sort is being cooking up all over the social media today. And secondly, if he is dead, where is his body? Nor his family, neither the Pakistani government had displayed his body. And thirdly, this is the most important point. Dawood's own brother, Dawood Ibrahim, has revealed in a phone conversation saying that Dawood is very much alive.
छोटा से के लिए दाऊद इब्राहिम को कोरोना हुआ, उनकी पत्नी महजबीन को कोरोना हुआ। कोरोना से दाऊद इब्राहिम की कराची के अस्पताल में डेथ हो गई। क्या ये खबर है?
टोटल फेक खबर ही है और इसमें कोई भी ऐसी बात नहीं है। और ये तो हर साल नई नई खबरें उड़ती रहती है हमारे बारे में। बिल्कुल गलत है, बिल्कुल टोटल। इसमें कोई सदाकत नहीं है, सही बात नहीं है।
ये क्या अस्पताल में दाऊद इब्राहिम एडमिट थे, कोई कोरोना हुआ ऐसा बताया जा रहा है कि उनकी गार्ड है वो इन्फेक्टेड हुए?
नहीं, बिल्कुल किसी ने भी अफवाह उड़ाई है, ऐसी कोई भी बात नहीं।
अच्छा, तो ये डेथ की जो खबर उनकी ये उड़ी है दाऊद इब्राहिम की, तो दाऊद इब्राहिम का क्या रिएक्शन है?
वो ऐसी खबरों पर हंसते हैं। हंसी वाली खबर होती है ये हमारे लिए, तो ये तो रोज का है, नई बात तो नहीं हमारे लिए।
तो आपका कहना है, छोटा शकील का कहना है कि ये जो खबर है ये पूरी तरह से गलत है, दाऊद इब्राहिम जिंदा है, ठीक है?
बिल्कुल ठीक है, जिंदा है, तबीयत भी माशाल्लाह ठीक है, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं।
So now let's try answering the billion-dollar question. Is Dawood dead or alive? The answer is, we do not know yet. There is no clear-cut evidence or facts stating that he is dead. And the odds of him being alive are also very sleek. But there is this big elephant in the room which most of us are failing to notice. India wants Dawood from almost 20 years. We have been trying to get him back, but we have been failing in it. But why did we let go of him in the first place? This is not the first time India let go of its offenders. It has happened in the past. Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Ritesh Jain, Lalit Modi, Rajiv Goyal and many more fled India. This couldn't have been possible without the support of politicians, businessmen and top bureaucrats. What good can be done even if these fugitives are brought back when there is always a corrupt person in the system who's gonna help another offender get away from India in future? Go ahead and drop your views in the comment section regarding this. Thank you.